Hi, everybody, and welcome to SOAR's Family Webinar Series. And today we're talking about their home, now what? How to create structure the SOAR way. And we have John Willson, Big John, our Executive Director, who's going to share how SOAR does it. And so enjoy and here you go, John, take it away.
Hey folks, our thoughts are with you during this interesting and unprecedented time in our country. One of the things that we've been getting questions about is, now that they're home, how do we create structure? And one of the really remarkable things that we can do for you during this time is all of your kids have had a chance to experience the kinds of structural components that I'm going to talk about in this webinar. In each of these points, you've got students that, campers that have learned how to do these things that could then be a wonderful addition to how you're participating with them at home. Today, I'm going to talk about family guidelines and the full value contract, how to make a family name and flag, roles and responsibilities, structuring meals and meal planning, the evening meeting, setting a schedule, and then I'm going to share a couple fun activities with you. Stay tuned because we're going to be hosting additional webinars to try and help create as many opportunities for you during this time frame as you possibly can. You are not alone. We are here. We want to help. The family guidelines. Now, as you are having an opportunity to have everybody at home, as you're either sheltering in place or now you're the homeschool teacher, it's really important that you use this time frame to create a unique opportunity to examine the things that are important to you. And so there needs to be a new set of rules and a construct that you're going to be operating from that is different than what you have been doing, because now the kids are at home and you're having to fill that space. Structure is really critical. I know, for instance, my son and daughter both advocated for less structure during this time frame, and were much dismayed that I felt that continued and focused structure in a time of uncertainty is the absolute correct and most prudent route to go. But I think you and your partner should sit down first and pre-establish what you believe are the non-negotiables. In an entirely different webinar, I talked about the family mission statement and developing a family constitution. It's a very detailed review of how to do so. I would encourage you to go look at that video, that webinar, if you're interested. But you start with the non-negotiables. What are the most important things for you? At SOAR, we have 5. I've only listed 4. I'll tell you the 5th because it's kind of fun. But the example of the 5 agreement that all SOAR group honors are: we will treat each other and ourselves and our surroundings with respect. We will respect each other's physical boundaries. We will use appropriate language at all times, and we will be safe and have fun. The 5th is we will wear shoes at all times unless we're in the shower or the tent. And the obvious reason is, when you're working in the outdoors, you've got to protect the bottom of your feet, or you can't do some of the fun things that we do during the summertime. And then we have each group member add additional things that they want to add to the mix. Often kids will talk about, part of that respect is no put downs. And if you put somebody down, then you owe them 3 put-ups. We do that at the Willson household all the time. And we switch bickering from, things I don't like about you to we play the my favorite thing about you game. And then once everybody has had a chance to add their mix to the guidelines and everybody agrees that this is going to be the new construct that we're going to operate from, have everybody sign the document. And it's important that that is in a place that you can refer to. This family guideline is going to serve you as the structure and the agreed upon way that we're all planning to interact with each other during this time frame. And you can simply just point to the guideline as a way to remind folks that this is what we had agreed to. We also do something called a full value contract. And essentially the full value contract is, these are the things that I respect about myself and know that I bring to the family. These are the things that I'm going to respect, the value and and gifts that other people are bringing to the family, and I'm going to respect that process. And so having a chance to sort of talk about this and make this sort of value statement as part of the family contract also is a critical aspect to recognizing things are going to go just a little bit differently. And the really fun thing about this is that families, that your kids, they've done both the family guidelines, and every kid who's come on a SOAR course has participated in a full value contract. It is a very, very wonderful way to set a tone that I matter, you matter, and this family matters. Create a family name and flag. This is also a way to differentiate that things are going to be a little bit differently. You could come up with a fun family name for this time frame, and then use it when everyone is at home. Also, it really kind of helps set the tone that there's going to be a little new operating structure while you're at home. And one of the ways you could do that is take an old pillowcase and then have, a permanent marker, have everybody participate in putting the name of the name of your family or your new family fun name, along with little designs or things that everyone in the family wants to add to the flag. And then hang the flag, take it on excursions, if you go to do a hike or go for a walk as a family, or bring it into the living room on family movie night, and hang it and just have it be a part of, the culture that you're creating at home. So much about this time frame is going to be about the culture that you create and the way that you try and infuse a sense of understanding, and we're in this together, and this is who we are as a family, and this is how we're going to agree to move forward. And so one of the fun things you can do is make this family flag. You'll notice the grommets that I've placed on the example, and there's 2 on the side and 2 on the top, so that you can hang it from above, or you can hang it on a flagpole and let it wave. Let your flag wave. One of the fun things, I've seen some fun memes, and one of them was, there's an awful lot of kids who've learned Common Core math that are going to learn how to carry the one by their homeschool teacher. We understand that you are in this, and again, we want little tidbits like this to be a support and encourage a way for you to operate at home in a manner that your kids have learned and demonstrated. All of these kids that have come to SOAR have participated in making a flag. A huge cornerstone of what we do is the roll cards. And the roll cards are an opportunity for kids to practice each having a different role. Our Yoda, and of course now today kids know the baby Yoda, but the Yoda is the group leader. And the group leader knows the assigned roles of each family member and make sure that folks are doing their jobs. They know what the schedule for the day is. They ensure the family guidelines that everybody signed are being followed. They facilitate any family discussions that might occur, including an evening meeting, which I'm going to encourage you to start doing or consider doing. And they hold important information like schedule, family guidelines, and menu. And then we know that the tasks, the chores of the day need to be broken up against all family members. So the Yoda is in charge of cleaning the kitchen table, and then they clean one bathroom during the day. One of the really critical aspects of what I tell my instructors during the summer is work through the Yoda. So instead of you making sure that everybody's doing their jobs, pull the Yoda aside and say, hey, what's the plan for the meal tonight? Or is everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing? Or, do you think we should call a family meeting? Allow them the opportunity to demonstrate that family leadership, because it's an opportunity, again, for them to exercise some of those skills. As far as rotation of schedules, you could do it once a week, you could do it every day. I really love the structure of doing it on a daily basis and creating routine. And at the evening meeting, we make that transition. There's the Captain Planet. When leaving an area, they make sure that they do a sweep for trash. They make sure that everything is taken out of the car that doesn't remain or belong in the car if you go for a car ride. They ensure everyone is routinely washing their hands. And in this day and age, that's even more important than ever. 20 seconds. They bring dishes into the kitchen for meal cleanup. They're part of that whole structure to deal with meals. They call for water breaks, and staying hydrated during this time is going to be critical. They do a sweep of the living room and the dining area. They also clean one bathroom, and they wipe down at the kitchen table after meals. The coach is a fun job because they're the ones who know what the day's activities are, and they make sure all family members have proper clothing. Now, again, I've adjusted these roles to work for a family construct, not necessarily the way that we do them at SOAR, so that you can see how you might use them. And if you only have, 3 or 4 members of the family, you can combine and collapse these together. If doing something outside, they facilitate sunscreen circles. Don't forget your sunscreen. They carry and display the family flag, the family flag anytime, and any mascot that you may create. But they're the ones who make sure that they hang the flag, or make sure that the flag is represented. They keep up family morale with songs, jokes, stories. They might host a dance party, or help facilitate a fun activity, or help come up with, they might be the one who decides on family game night what the game is going to be played. Also, they've got a camera or their phone, and they're responsible to take pictures that day, throughout the day, helping create some fun memories. Their responsibility is to unload the dishwasher, and then they also help with laundry that day. The Sherpa. Now, the Sherpa makes sure the family has the gear they need. They set the table for meal times, and then they've got the big job of cleaning the dishes, and group dishes and food every meal. Everybody's responsible for their own dish. The Sherpa does the dishes for everybody else. The chef oversees the preparation of the food for each meal. They serve equal portions to family members, and they put away all the leftover food, and then they clean the stove. A parent might work with the chef and make sure they're working alongside and supporting them. But the more opportunity you give these young people, these kids, a chance to be the chef, to actually participate in cooking, it takes a little bit more time, but it's a terrific way for you to nurture and encourage the opportunity that is afforded you by having them home, and learn some of these critical life skills. Every kid that's been at SOAR has been the Yoda, they've been the Captain Planet, they've been the chef, they've been the Sherpa, and then of course they've also helped learn some of these concepts. I've talked a lot about meals in the role, in each of the roles, and I want to give this thoughtful consideration. During this time frame, there's going to be nothing that you do more than prepare and eat meals together. It's going to account for 3 to 4 hours of the day. If you put time and energy and invest in a system that you use every single day, then you're going to find that system will grow in helping structure everything else. Meals are a critical time during this juncture, and they're a critical time at all. But with our SOAR groups, we spend a lot of energy and time in the first portions of the program helping people learn the structure and the routine of meals, so that when they happen, it's just a beautiful thing. As the parent, if you work through the Yoda, who then helps make sure the chef and the Sherpa are getting everything done, and you sit back and enjoy watching them actually own those jobs, it can be really incredible. Now, one last piece about the role, I would encourage parents to be part of that mix, and so that they have a chance to be guided by the Yoda, or they have a chance to be the chef's helper. And it really can be quite an extraordinary, unique opportunity. So, based on the roles that I've just shared with you, this is essentially what happens. The chef begins the food preparation. The Yoda clears off the kitchen table. The Sherpa sets the kitchen table. The chef serves the food. Captain Planet, after the food is done, Captain Planet brings the dishes in to be cleaned, and they wipe down the dining room table. The chef puts away the leftover food and cleans the stove. The Sherpa does all the group dishes. Captain Planet sweeps the dining room, and Coach will load and unload the dishwasher, or unload the dishwasher once the dishes have been done in the dishwasher. If you really choose to own this in a very structured way, or create your own structure that you own every single day, you're going to find that the more fluid and team-like you can handle meals, what a remarkable effect that's going to have on both the family morale and the way that you interact with each other. I would encourage you to get your everyone involved in the menu planning. And as you plan your meals, think make sure you think of the following things: what's available as a starting point. Let's work through that freezer that may have food that we haven't thought about in a while. Are there any allergies to contend with? How much time is necessary to prepare the meal, and how much time do we have for a meal given the activities that we plan for that day? Ensure each meal contains a protein and then also fruits and vegetables. And then I've given you this little grid, following this table. What is the day, the protein, the fruit, veggie. Make sure that you plan for snacks. And if when you create your schedule and you know who's going to be chef on what day, perhaps they're involved in helping figure out what it is that they're going to be cooking. The more investment you can create in developing this routine for the individuals, members of the family, the more powerful it can be. And it could be that we all sit down together and we say, okay, what are our favorite dinners? What are our favorite lunches? What are our favorite breakfasts? And then you create this accordingly. Who wants to cook on this day? And that's the day they become the chef. So just a thoughtful way to actually get the entire family involved in the menu planning process. I've also mentioned about evening meetings. The evening meeting at SOAR is facilitated by the Yoda, and it has 5 parts, and I'm going to share that with you now. The first part is today in history, and so the Yoda will say, okay, it's time for an evening meeting, and everyone will sit down together, and then the Yoda will say, okay, what happened today in history? And everybody goes around and they share one significant thing that they felt happened today in history. Yesterday, in history, we had a chance to play, or 2 days ago on Sunday, we had a chance to play tennis together. And my son, for the very first time, legit beat his dad in tennis. And he's been working really hard and practicing. And so that was kind of a big moment. So today in history, Jay finally beat dad in a tennis match. And so everybody would go around the circle and share some significant event about today in history. The next step is, a goal check-in. What was your goal for the day and how did you do? And so, Jay, certainly his goal for the day was to beat his dad, and he, he did that. My goal for the day was to make sure that we had a very detailed structure and routine set up for all of us in the family moving forward into this week. And, we're still working on it. And so each member of the family gets a chance to share what their goal was and how they're doing on that goal. Then we'll do a processing activity. In a few moments in the next slide, I'll give you some wonderful examples of what that might look like, followed by a review of what tomorrow is going to happen, what's on tap for tomorrow, and creating that schedule. And then we'll exchange roles. And so at SOAR, we have a grid, and you rotate through the grid until you circle back to being the Yoda. You can do this however you want to. But the evening meeting is a great time for the last thing to do is to say, okay, today I was the Yoda, tomorrow I'll be the chef. Today I was the chef, tomorrow I'll be the Sherpa. Today I was the Sherpa, tomorrow I'm going to be the coach. Today I was the coach, tomorrow I'm going to be the Captain Planet. And so, you get a chance to do that. And back to the roles, again, I think I mentioned you can combine roles. I think Sherpa and coach go well together. I think you could have the Yoda and Captain Planet go together. The chef really kind of has his own sort of his or her thing going. So, again, that evening meeting is a nice sort of way to kind of close out the day. You can make it a dinner meeting as well. But we really enjoy sort of the structure of the evening meeting. One of the things that you, if you really want to try and enhance the SOAR-like experience of what you're doing, fill a water bottle, turn off the lights, and put a flashlight, lighting up the water bottle. So there's enough light for everybody to see each other, but it feels a little campfire-ish. So here are some processing ideas for the processing activity evening meeting. How did someone help you today? What was a challenging moment for you today, and how did you successfully get through it? If you could possess one superpower, what would it be and why? Bonus, I'll tell you mine. I would leap hop like the Hulk. And so Let's see, another one is, what are 3 things you appreciate about yourself? You know, I love the opportunity to be able to share and expose in really remarkable ways how to focus and know really quality things about yourself. A question: if you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, who would you choose, and why would you choose that person? What do you do when you need to relax? I love the thank you circle, and in my world, the thank you circle is, you know, thank you, Jay, for giving me an opportunity to play tennis with you and watch your growth. So it's a direct thank you to somebody, and then everybody make sure that you keep going until everybody has received a thank you for something that they did that day. Um, there's the rosebud and the thorn. And my rule about the rose is, you know, the nicest thing that happened today. The thorn is maybe the not so greatest thing that happened today. And my rule there is that if you want to, you can give 2 roses, but you can't give 2 thorns. Uh, you know, who's someone in your life that you rely on? Tell a trait you saw in today that you admire in somebody else. You know, grit, perhaps. Everyone close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and picture a place that makes you happy. You know, what did you visualize? We sometimes we'll have like this grab bag, and you've got to reach inside, pull out, and then you find something, and you've got to figure out how it relates to your day. You know, a soup can. How did a soup can relate to your day? Well, you know, it was filling and nourishing, and I had an opportunity to, you know, to be a part of, you know, nourishing everyone else around me. That might be an example. Charades, act out a particularly positive part of your day. And then, you can, when you give answers, you can go in a circle, or people can pop like popcorn, and then think of a funny part of your day, pop up and share it with the family, and make sure everyone has a chance to go. And if somebody says pass, okay, but come back to them, and again, try and give them an opportunity to complete that. Daily routine and structure. I've shared many times in this workshop, this webinar, that structure is really critical. And so here's a loose schedule of how you might want to create a schedule, and have it for your activity. You know, there's chores involved, different time you're eating food, but also when is lights out. That's been the big battle at the Willson household. My son is like, why can't we just go to bed when we're ready? And you know, he's 17 now. We've been having that struggle for a while. Here's a sample schedule based on that empty schedule. Wake up at 7:30, make bed, clean room, 8 o'clock breakfast, chores. School starts at 9. You know, there's 10:30 gardening, outdoor play, lunch cleanup, reading, foreign language, art project, free play. Make sure you include dinner preparation and dinner and cleanup, and then, you know, family game night or walk. I'm also doing a family date night workshop, but it's also going to include lots of different evening activities or fun activities that you can do for these evening opportunities. Close with an evening meeting, give folks relaxed time, and then bedtime lights out. You know, continuing to make sure that kids have a good hygiene schedule and that their sleep hygiene is being taken care of is also a really important aspect to what you're trying to do to create a daily schedule. All right, and then this is my final slide, my bonus activity, how to foster independence. So give everyone in the family, actually, an egg, 20 straws, 2 feet of tape to build some contraption that will house the egg, and then drop it from 5 feet, and then see if it keeps from cracking. Avoid the impulse to help. Everyone do your own, and then learn from each other. Then maybe as a family, you collectively build one based on everyone's best features. And I would love it if you sent me the video. If you do, we'll put together some fun videos of people dropping their eggs, and we'll post it as a recap to everyone who watched the webinar. Again, thank you so very much for being a part of what we do. And we are so thankful that you are a part of what we do. Again, take good care, and thank you so much.